everyone, my name is Tori, and thank you for stopping by if this is your first time on my channel, and thank you for returning if you're coming back. This week I will be planning in my hobonichicousin for the week of March the 6th through the 12th, and I'm just grabbing some supplies that I know I want to use on this spread, and the majority of the materials are brought to you by an AliExpress order that I purchased almost over 2 years ago, along with a set of highlighters I purchased off of Amazon that have a very wide tip and a very a finer, smaller tip to them on the other end. I just like the thickness of the wide tip. So I'm just trying to use the stickers that I know that I have, because I have become a lot more sticker obsessed lately, but I do want to get through the stuff that I purchased and it's been sitting around in my just workspace for a couple years now. And I purchased this set and another one. It was like a coffee set, as you can see, but also I had a nighttime set as well. So you'll see some of those stickers in here. They're of the same style, so I'm not sure that they really stand out. But the majority of this is from that coffee set, because I was trying to save it for something I really liked. And I feel like that's all of the people who buy stickers. We're always trying to save it for a really special time. And I'm trying to get out of that mentality of saving it, because why do you buy it if you don't use it? So I'm just placing the stickers on this spread, trying to find the best place for them. And it'll be pretty minimal. That's what I ended up settling with, because of the sheer size of them, I knew that I wouldn't want a lot on the spread. So a lot of the AliExpress stickers that I end up using, the majority of them are going to be in my daily pages, which I'll show you later on. And I also have some stickers from Loose Stellare Co. Those are the trash can stickers. And then I have my sticker book to the left right there from Shine Sticker Studio. And I'm using that highlighter that I purchased from Amazon on my Tombow brush marker. And I did get some smearing there, but I ended up being okay with it as I worked throughout my spread during the week. I just thought it added a little murkiness that I really ended up being okay with, because it's like a darker coffee spread, and it just felt like kind of like a water or a coffee stain, or that's what it looked like to me. So I ended up being alright with it. But I am using my Tombow mono marker in addition to the Tombow brush pen, because I just always end up switching back to the Tombow mono markers, and I accidentally pulled out my 0.5 millimeter Tombow mono and didn't realize it, and so you'll see me switch from the 0.5 to the 0.3. I just think the 0.3 is like that happy middle, whereas the 0.5 is a little bit thicker than I prefer. And so I really appreciate the way that the Tombow mono drawing pens show up on the Tomoe River paper. I think they just, the black is so stark on the page, and especially from a distance, like it's not hard to read at all. And so I really appreciate that, and I understand that like the drawing pens are not necessarily made, they're made to like draw things and outline sketches and watercolors and things like that, and I understand that, but I just really like the way that they sit on the page. So on my sidebar, I switched up my habit tracker again this week, because last week I went with this weird graph thing that, while it did work, it just felt like it looked awkward. So my habits that I track are grooming, no spending, and my medicine, because like I've stated in multiple of my videos before, I struggle with depression and generalized anxiety disorder. And so I don't always just like brush my hair or put on makeup or just take care of my appearance the way I want to, because I'm just trying to make it through the day. And so I do like to track, like, did you make an effort today? And if you didn't, why is that? And I try to use that as a cue for understanding where my mentality is at for that day. I also track my no spending because I'm trying to be better about budgeting, as well as taking my medications. I recently had another medication added, so it became even more important to track this just because I have an extra one that isn't something I'm used to taking. So I did that, and then I just add the highlights again because I like to add in just a little something about what made my day special and what made the day what made the day good. Obviously, it's a highlight. Duh. I'm over explaining. I'm sorry. And so you just saw me flip back to my monthly spread that I did a while ago just to reference what I'm doing this week, because I legitimately just trying to make it day by day. I don't look a day ahead. I'm not really good at preparing weeks in advance for things, unless it's like a really big event or something like that. So you'll see me flip back to the monthlies multiple times because I'll look at it and then I'll immediately forget it before I go back to the weekly. And I do that like so many times, and I don't know why, but it's just like I could look at the fact that I have a program at this specific time for 3 times, and then I like gaslight myself, and I'm like, no, it's not at that time. So it's fine. I'm crazy. It's cool. Whatever. But so on Monday the 6th at 10 a.m., I had a craft and story time at one of our branch libraries, and so I wanted to mark that off. And the next thing that I'm marking off here is my desk shift on the circulation desk. Again, I'm like, are you sure, Tori? Is that really what you have? So I checked the monthly again, and I put a little coffee symbol there because, like I said in my last weekly, working the desk or the circulation desk definitely requires some kind of caffeination just so I'm on top of things. And I'm using the sticker book that I used in my previous week. It is from Hobby Lobby, and it's the Paper Studio Farmhouse sticker book, I believe. So again, just going back to reference my monthly because I still feel like I'm forgetting or missing something, and I wanted to pull in some more stickers to kind of match this like neutral brown creamy theme that I've got going on here. It wasn't intentional, but I really vibed with it and I really enjoyed it. So for Tuesday, I'm going on to my Tuesday programs and writing down that I have a wee baby story time that I do on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. now. And I put the healing emoji from one of the Coffee Monster Co. freebies from 2022 down because that's a regular story time that I do, and I don't always want to do it just because I don't like the repetition of it. But then once I do it and I see the little faces of my little patrons and how excited they get, oh my goodness, it's just such a great experience. And so I put the healing emoji because I always leave that story time feeling better than when I came into it, and this week's was no exception. We had a little boy and his little sister, and they were new because this story time has switched from Fridays to Tuesdays based on the fact that our director changed my work schedule to a 4-day work day. So like you'll see that I'm not working on Fridays anymore, and I'm cool with that, but it just made the story time have to be switched around. So because it was a different day, this was like a new family that I hadn't really seen in the library before, and the little boy and the little girl, like this, they were just jamming. It was so sweet. And then I even had like a little baby on her, I guess like tummy time blanket, and her mom was trying to model for her the different things. But it was great, wonderful, 10 out of 10. Will do again next week for sure. But so I also added down that I had another program in one of our different branches at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, and I put this, I put the screen break emoji because this is an after school group that comes to the library branch, and they like to hang out and play on the computers and just have some decompression time. But when I do my program, they know the rules that like we're not doing the computers, we're gonna sit down and like do something that's semi-educational and fun at the same time. And for that craft, I believe we did a Pi Day theme where I had littles from like kindergartners to fifth graders finding the circumference and radius and diameter of circles and differentiating on the fly like that. But it was really fun, and it gave them something to do that kind of stretched their brain in a different way. So I really enjoy those it is a story time. We read Circumference and the Story of Pi or something like that. If you're in education or you just Google Circumference picture book, you'll find it. It's a picture book about a dragon, a man who turns into a dragon. Anyways, I'm blabbering. Next up, I put down this girl sticker for Anime and Manga Club that I also had at 6 p.m. that day. And all of those girls are also from an AliExpress order. So, like I said, it really is brought to you by the AliExpress order from 2 years ago, because I have slowly been using them. And I think those girls that I have above my cousin right there are the only ones I have left. And I like to put them on my monthly page in the daily section just to, I don't know, I think they're cute. And I don't know why my brain clicks with that. My brain says put her on the monthly page for every month in the dailies. Don't know what that's about. But moving on to Wednesday, I worked the circulation desk most of that day, so I put in the zombie working emoji just because it's a really long stretch of working the desk. And then I have another 1 hour shift after my lunch break. And then I also wrote in that I had the same craft that I did at that branch, or at the previous day's branch at a different branch. So it's the same activity with measuring circumference and diameter, but just at a different library branch. And then we also had a teen program that was a Pi Day challenge at the main library branch as well, where the teenagers got a chance to pie a librarian in the face if they did a couple of the activities. Like, there were some requirements to getting to actually be able to pie somebody in the face. And then for Thursday, I had another wee baby story time at one of our other branches. And then I wrote down just that we had our reading buddy program. They're meeting without me because they're a group from a school in my area that are pretty autonomous, but I just wanted to mark it down so that I knew it was happening, along with the book club meeting that the library's having. And then I added in my take out the trash notice just to remind myself to empty my garbage cans. And I really hated the way that S turned out. Like, I don't know what in the world was going on with that. So I took the garbage can sticker back up and tried to kind of fix it in the best way I knew how. And I wanted to kind of stay with the brown theme, so I went back into the Paper Studio book and tried to find something. And I went with one, and then I changed my mind and went to a different one. I don't know that it really turned out any better. I probably should have just left it alone, to be honest. But it's not that big of a deal. It's imperfect like the human I am. So that's all right. So, like I said, I tried to go with this wicker one, and I was like, nah, I don't like that. I just thought it looked too washed out, so I went with a different shade, I believe. But so I just take a note from a lot of different YouTubers I see in the planner community, and they just, go with the mistakes and cover it up with a sticker if they can and move on. It's not the biggest deal in the world to make a mistake. Who's going to be looking at it? I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as people in the planner community online, trying to make sure everything's perfect and everything looks aesthetically just so, like, we want it to be chef's kiss amazing. But I think that's the case with all social media. You really aren't being truthful to yourself or to the people enjoying your content if you don't show the mistakes and you don't show how you fix those things or how you are okay with those things. And I know this is getting really deep for a sticker placement. Like, I don't mean to be very philosophical here, but I do think it is nice to remember that I feel like, especially with the planner community, and there's just so many type A people, obviously you're gonna be mostly a type A person if you keep a planner, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that can swing to a bad direction if it gets too deep, when it's really just laying down some stickers. So I just covered that up with some whiteout, put the sticker on top and lettered in "Take out the trash," made it look really fancy, even though it's literally like 2 seconds out of my day. And yeah, I pulled up half the whiteout. I just laid down when I ripped the sticker back up, but that's okay. And so I put that down, but it didn't even really matter, because at the end of the day, we actually forgot to take our garbage out in the first place. So we have to wait till next week, but that's all right, because we have additional trash cans and we are prepared for when we forget these things. So all of the struggle, and it didn't even happen. That is the moral of the story for you on that one. And that bunny X-Acto knife cutter thing is also, again, from AliExpress. Moving on to the next thing, I laid down a day off sticker from Shine Sticker Studios, along with this little comfy koala sticker for my day off, which I do end up moving, and I think I'll give you a glimpse of that in the next Plan With Me, like I am for last week, so you can kind of see how the spread ended up being filled out for the week of February 27th through the 5th, because the stickers were there. So I was like, why not just go ahead and add that in, because that's what I was doing on that Saturday night. And I didn't want to forget about putting it there. So I just lettered in weekend and did a little bit of doodles and stars around it to just note and give it a little bit of zhuzhing. And I really like the way it turned out with, like, I did that around the highlights as well, as you can see. And I just like the way it turned out. It looked really cool to me. So I went into the daily pages and put down the stickers that I had left over, because I really was trying to just use these stickers, and I knew they would be gigantic, so I knew that like the majority of them would have to go on the daily pages, because there's just no way that I could put these on the weekly spread. Like, they're goofy big. So I have, like I said, it's like a coffee kit or different kind of pastries and things like that. So I just kind of am trying to align them to wherever. And I know that some people try to alternate placement of stickers to not chunk up one part of the cousin more than another, but I've kind of just accepted the fact that this thing will be a monstrosity by the end of the year. Like, it kind of already is, and I don't really, it's giving me joy, so I'm not that upset about it right now. Maybe if I'm in December and I really can't write on the left side because it's so thick, we may readjust. But for now, I am totally into it. And like, I put the biggest stickers you see here on Saturday and Sunday, because a lot of those days I don't normally, like, I do journal every day, and that's a lot of the reason why you don't see my completed daily pages, because I do really find mental peace and clarity and just overall well-being by journaling in the daily pages. It really has been a huge help to me this year, and I'm really grateful for finding the hobonichicousin, because I think it's been a boon to my mental health to be able to journal a little something every single day. And so I don't ever miss a day, and if I do like miss a day, I'll go back and update it the day after, just to like keep that consistency and build that habit. So I really find it very peaceful, but that's again, like I said, that's a reason why I don't show my daily pages after the fact, because it has a lot of personal thoughts and emotions and information on it that I don't prefer to share. But so I just added in the washi that I used in the weekly, into the daily pages because I thought it needed a little something extra. And you'll see in the glimpses of my spreads that this is not all of the sticker laying that I do. It's not all of the planning that I do, because obviously the day of, stuff is going to change, right? And even like the weekend of, I will put down more stickers because I'm just trying to use up what I have. Like I said, I have a lot of sticker books like the one from Hobby Lobby that I used in this Plan With Me that have like over thousands of stickers in them, and I'm still buying more. So I'm trying to like maintain a consistency of getting through my stash and using up what I have, even if it's something I purchased like 2 years ago. I'm really trying to be better about that. So I went in and went ahead. Wow. I went ahead and put in some to-dos I needed to do for this past Monday for work, because they were kind of jumping around in my head and I wanted to get them down on paper so I wouldn't forget them. And I did put most of them on these little sticky notes you'll see that I'm holding in the bottom left corner of the screen. They're like purple and pink clouds, but a coworker got that set for me, and I'm not sure where they came from, but I just try to put down what I could remember that I wanted to do throughout the week on them, on the days that I wanted to get that done. So I'm just transferring the lists on the sticky notes to the pages to make sure that I have everything ready for Monday, and that helps me feel a little bit more accomplished and a little bit more ready for the week, let alone the looming Monday ahead. I feel like if anybody knows what a Sunday scary is, like I feel like that's something planning has really helped minimize for me. Like I don't sit down on Sundays being like so anxious for the week ahead anymore, because I do kind of plan out my daily and week. Like I'll plan out my weekly spread and then I'll go in and plan out my daily spread so that I feel prepared and it doesn't feel like Monday just creeps up on me and I'm kind of in a lurch. So, and the same concept for every other day, right? Like Monday may have been a busy day, but like you have another day, and just by planning out stuff that I know that I want to get done throughout the week, even before the week starts, like it really helps me, and it helps me stay motivated to fill out the daily spreads and stay active in putting in entries in these pages, because if I've already gone in and decorated them, I want to make sure that I do something else here, you know? And the sock stickers that I put down next to that other food item, that was part of the good night or nighttime kit that I had before. And last but not least, I have 5 minutes of footage on the cutting floor of that sticker because I could not find it. So I just wanted to show a clip at the very end of me actually finding the sticker and putting it on my daily page. But that's all I have for this week, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.